So let's keep going with question 2. I realized that my last video was probably a little bit longer than you expected, so I'm going to try and keep this to 6 minutes because it's 6 marks in this question, so I don't bore you too much. But we've got a surds question here, so let's have a look at that. We've got to express this here in the form where we have an integer as m integer and then n root 5 sum root 5. So what can we do with this? Well, let's just write it out longhand. So 3 minus root 5 times by 3 minus root 5. So let's times that out. We'll do 3 times 3, which is 9, and then new color, we'll do 3 times by minus root 5, so we get minus 3 root 5, then minus root 5 times 3, the same thing again, so minus another 3 root 5, and finally we have minus root 5 times minus root 5. So those of you familiar with surds will be able to do this straight away, but what I'm going to do here is go minus root 5 times by root 5, and then up here I'm going to do a little explanation. So when we have a root 5 times another root 5, that is exactly the same as saying the root of 5 times by 5, and you can do that with any number, it's not just 5 obviously. So we have root 5 times by root 5, so we have the root of 25, and we of course know what that is. The root of 25 is 5. So when you have any surd, so anything there, and you square it, you times it by itself, then you'll just get whatever it was in there. So that's just a little side note for you, so we can simplify that out. Let's go for pink. We haven't used pink yet. So we have 9 minus 6 root 5 plus, I put a minus here, this shouldn't be minus, this should be plus. This should be plus here because we have a minus and a minus. So plus 5. And then we just, put these terms together. Let's go to red, maybe not red, let's go to green. So we have plus 5 and 9, which is going to be 14 minus 6 root 5, and that is our answer for the first question. So let's move swiftly on because I'm conscious of the time. So we have this big ugly thing with many surds in it, and we have to get it into this nice little neat form, exactly the same as earlier on. So the way that we do that, let's write it out. Part B. So actually, instead of writing out that, you can see that this part on the top is exactly the same as what we had to calculate in A. So we'll just write it out like this, like we just calculated. So we're going to do 14 minus 6 root 5 over 1 plus root 5. And the way that we get rid of this root 5 on the bottom, let's try and get rid of that, is, and you'll see why this works in a minute, just bear with me for the minute. So 1 minus root 5, so it's this, exactly the same, but you've changed this sign. So 1 minus root 5 over 1 minus root 5. So we don't change the value of it, it's like timesing by 2 over 2. So the value of it stays the same. So let's do that now, and then you'll be able to see why this works. So we have 14 times 1 is 14, then minus 14 root 5, then minus 6 root 5. I know this still looks ugly on the top, but we'll sort it out in a moment. And then minus minus, so plus 6 times by root 5 times by root 5. Root 5 times root 5 is 5, so we're going to get plus 6 times 5, which is 30. And then that's our numerator. So the denominator, so 1 times 1 is 1. Then 1 times minus root 5 is minus root 5. 1 times plus root 5 is plus root 5. Hopefully you're already seeing this. And then root 5 times minus root 5 is minus 5. So I hope you can see this here. These will cancel out because we put this minus in here, because we put that there. Then we get like a plus root 5 and a minus root 5, or a plus or a minus of everything or anything that's there. So these are going to cancel out, and then we can simplify everything. So 14 plus 30 is going to be 44. Then minus 14 minus 6 is going to be minus 20 root 5. Let's go over, and then because these two cancel out, then we're going to get 1 minus 5, so minus 4. I'm going to go this way, equals, that is equal to, so let's bring that minus on the top, so times everything by minus 1, and then divide by 4. So divide everything by 4, and we'll get minus 11. We'll divide everything by minus 4 even. That would make more sense. Divide everything by minus 4, and we get minus 11 plus 5 root 5, with then nothing on the bottom. And that is our answer. So I've gone about 30 seconds over, so see you in the next video.